So...
Ready? And...
Hey!
Ah!
Welcome to PLOPCAST number 7. It's Comic Book Roll 18 PLOPCAST, and today we're going to be talking with T-Bone, and we have Captain Kirk back in the mix. It's been a while.
Back.
What's up, guys?
He's back, so you can resubscribe since you all unsubscribed since he's been gone.
That's right. There were a lot of people threatening to unsubscribe.
Which was horrible, but at the same time made me feel really special.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just because you are special. You're special.
I am special.
You're special Kirk.
Okay, intro music, play. Okay, we're back. So today we have a bunch of interesting topics. So many that it's really hard to sort and not really necessary to go through them in detail.
It's a
Well,
little bit of a hodgepodge.
let's start with comics.
Yeah, we're going to talk about comics, we're going to talk about some movies, Wolverine, maybe some Pacific Rim, maybe some Kick-Ass.
Doctor Who.
We're going to talk Doctor Who.
Little Who.
Yeah, and then
Anytime.
in comics, we're going to talk about what? All these comics here.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch. We're like kind of
We're gonna
behind
skim
here,
some
so we're
stuff,
just gonna
but-
skim some stuff.
Okay, all the stuff we've been talking about before.
Well, let's start with Superior Spider-Man. I know you guys keep hearing about
I
it.
love Spider-Man.
It's
okay.
still so good. It's like now he's like has spider minions
Yep.
and he has like a Spider Island cave now that he hangs out at. That
He's still got like evil bad guy millions of dollars to spend on all these fun toys.
Yeah, he's making all these giant robots attacking the city, just straight up attacking Kingpin like it ain't no thing.
Like he just took down Kingpin.
Just
for,
for
hey, I'm
kicks.
bored. Let's
Just for kicks.
take down Kingpin.
Because he knew where he was, and he was like, well, let's just fucking
And you
deal
guys
with
have
it.
been having a lot of fun reading Superior
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
yeah, and there's even this like B plot with Hobgoblin where for a price you can buy the Hobgoblin persona and be Hobgoblin as long as you pay this company.
the original Hobgoblin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's been setting up different like characters and aliases.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll sell that with all their arsenal and their reputation.
Yeah.
It's the highest bidder.
Right. So
It's kinda gnarly.
that's been kind of interesting, and this guy's like, oh my god, I have to make my payments so I can continue to be a Hobgoblin, and he's having troubles with that. That's a lot of fun. So yeah, Superior Spider-Man is still killing it.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it.
Got new costume redesign.
I know, I liked it. I actually didn't even talk about it either. I like that they just did
Did it.
and I was like, okay, I like it better anyways. I like the black eyes. I think that's
it's
cooler.
cool.
I think it's more villainish, you know?
It is more villainish. It also takes a lot from the Miles Morales costume from
Yeah,
Ultimate.
yeah, which was really one of the best Spider-Man
It's
outfits.
one of the best redesigns.
Yeah, it's a really good one.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Let's check it out, jerk.
What's next?
Well,
Yeah.
let's switch over to the Wake.
Oh, speaking of the Wake, we got to meet Scott Snyder at Comic-Con.
Yeah, he popped by the booth.
Jealous.
He popped by the booth of his own accord, and I
did.
was totally
He surprised us.
surprised. He was totally surprised
I
because
was
we were
actually
so
kind of
tired.
embarrassed because I was sitting there. It was like the end of the convention, like
Yeah.
the last couple hours, and I was exhausted. I was sitting there eating Cheetos, and Cheetos like all over my fingers, and I was like, "Whoa, nice to meet you."
Well, he looked like
Orange
shit
Cheeto
too.
dust all
though,
over.
I thought it
you
was gonna
know?
be great. Like, we'd be like really pompous, like you just like did war. Because, like, Comic-Con can be war.
Yeah.
And at the end,
Yeah.
you're just like, what do you want?
Oh, he looked exhausted.
Oh, wait, you're
too.
Scott Snyder.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's how I looked at him at first. He was like, "Hi, I'm Scott." And I was like,
Oh!
Yeah, it took
"I
a
just
minute.
edited you 5 minutes ago. What am I
Yeah.
my brain?"
Yeah, so but he was really cool. He was like super nice. He was kind of like I was like, man, like you're like doing really good, and he's kind of like, I know, like he was just kind of like,
I like the
oh,
fact that
like
he's self-aware, but, like, a little, like, nervous about it.
yes,
I like that.
And I was like,
I hate that
hell
we didn't
yeah,
ask
dude.
him a bunch of more questions about stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I don't know.
he seemed tired too, though.
Yeah.
You know, it's like he was like, hey, I'm just stopping by. Thanks.
Like, it could have just been a really great moment where you just, I'm Scott, like, wow. And you guys just, like, hug without actually saying anything.
and then just
and it's just that, like,
heart.
the understanding.
Yeah, I like that.
Like, it's been a
Yeah.
great week.
Without having to
Yeah.
say
I'll
it.
see you later.
Well, I hope that he did actually see the episode because
I
I
think
didn't
he
ask
did.
him. If,
He did, and we
Yeah.
also tweeted him that you stole his idea or your fish monster
well, that
idea.
robot stole his idea. Yeah, still have sick brain.
But the Wake we're on issue number 3 now, and I love that they just got right into it. Like the action is just like
The action
starting now.
And especially because it's a 12-issue series.
10 issues.
10 issues.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to go for 12.
Yeah, 10.
Jerks. All right.
know.
Well, I feel a little robbed. But now it's all action. Now it's
Yeah.
all story.
Yeah.
And the main meat and potatoes of the setup of the plot, of where the creature came from and the theory behind the recording of that one whale.
Oh yeah,
Which is
yeah.
really hard to explain, but Snyder does it so well in this issue
Yeah,
that I'm
no,
not even going
he
to try
does.
to explain it.
He does a really
So
good job.
read it.
Well, that's the thing too. Is like I really I enjoy watching shows about underwater sea life and things, and especially like weird stuff, you know, because there's so many weird things in the ocean. Like,
oh, there's so much stuff we didn't even know about.
There's so much weird stuff going on down there that we have no clue about, and I really like that I can tell that he's done a lot of homework on weird shit in the ocean, and he's putting it all into this comic.
And you know, like, The Abyss is a documentary, right?
You know, yeah, exactly. Like, I've really appreciated the homework that he's had to do for this.
It's
like,
been pretty awesome.
It's been a lot of fun. I've really enjoyed it, and like I said, man, this just so far seems like a movie. Like, please,
I hope so.
Please, you know, it's been a while since we've had a kind of an aliens-ish abyss type situation.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if that ends up happening.
It should.
Yeah.
But I would also really like to see Sean Murphy shout-outs, like, in the movie. I would like to see a flak jacket.
Yeah, somebody wearing a flak jacket's hat. Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Agreed.
All right, moving on. What we got next here?
All right.
Well, let's see. So, according to Kirk, Cable and the X-Force is heated up.
Yes, weeks ago when we were talking about the Marvel Now and like a lot of the new stuff that was coming out, Cable and the X-Force, like I was kind of on the fence about it because I was really picking up mainly for the nostalgia factor of an X-Force led by Cable again.
Yeah.
Especially with Domino being his right hand.
As always.
That's just an old school X-Men idea. Yeah, we hit issue 12, 13. I think we're...
Yeah, this is 12.
This is 12.
Yeah.
But we finally figured out where his time dysplasia migraines were coming from. Mm-hmm. And it turns out it's coming from Hope in the future.
Yes.
Sending the messages back to her dad in the past to fix problems in the past so that the future isn't so freaking bleak.
Those crazy time travelers.
So it's young Hope meeting old Hope, and they did something kind of cool with the fact that...
Oh, did she look old and stuff? Was she like missing an eye or something?
She was in Strife armor.
Oh, really?
And if you didn't know who Strife was Cable from another dimension.
Yeah. Who
tried to end Cable's life.
Didn't he have like a bunch of armor and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Hope is almost wearing like a variation of the Strife armor.
Okay. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
So maybe you should be giving X-Force a try.
Well,
Mrs. I don't read time travel.
You know, I got a lot of comics to read, man.
And there's other things. Domino and Boom Boom are been like it's fun.
Oh,
to watch.
Boom Boom is in this?
Yeah.
I did not know Boom Boom was.
She's been awesome to read. She's totally like the wild card.
Yeah.
And Colossus and Domino are totally doing it a lot.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm glad that he's finally given up the ghost for what's her face.
Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde, man. It's like, but her and Bobby are hating him
right.
too. You know?
But like in typical Domino fashion, she just basically leaves like a bunch of shots on the table, and was like, "Don't worry, you'll get around to it." And eventually, like, they're in a motel room.
Nice, good for you,
It's
Domino.
been pretty rad.
Well, Domino's, you know, she's very.
She's a go-getter.
She is a go-getter. I don't know if you remember in New X-Men where she was like, "Hey, Wolverine, like me and you, just." Animal passion. Like, let's just do it, you know.
Well,
and
they
like
were
he was
doing
like,
it for a while.
All right.
Yeah, they were doing it for a while.
Yeah. So it's like I like her attitude. You know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, like with her luck power.
Yeah. I guess she does get lucky.
Yeah, she does kind of stack the odds in her favor. Yeah, so
nice one. Good connection.
That's fun. So what else we did?
Let's do Young Avengers. Young Avengers. How I love the. Man, that's so good.
I'm having fun arguing with people that don't get how great this title is.
How do people not get how great this title is?
Because there's no Captain America or Iron Man or
like
Spider-Man.
It's like okay.
Is it selling well then?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I would
actually,
have to look at the time
it should be. I would be really disappointed if it wasn't.
Yeah, it should have big word of mouth.
Let me tell you, America Chavez. Like, I care about her. I think she's cool. I want to know more about her. Like, and it's like, you know how hard it is to make. Like, this is a lot of writers have trouble with this, is making new characters interesting, you know, where it's like, you're like, get out of the way. I just want to see, like you were saying, I just want to see Captain America. But I think that he's done a really good job with making all these characters really interesting, and it's, like, so nice to have a really strong, like, Latin female character who's, like, really interesting and badass, like, for once.
And it becomes such a forethought, or, like, a forethought, because now I don't even care about that she's a girl or Hispanic or anything.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's the same.
Naturally a part of the comic now that I'm like.
Same thing with you know the gay relationships and things like that. I'm sure that weirds out a lot of guys. Oh, I don't want to read about. But you know, I love teenage homosexual love triangles. I love them. I've discovered
Dude,
this
it's almost
comic.
got like a flavor of manga in it.
It does. And Novar is hilarious.
Novar's turned to my favorite character because of his love for music.
Yes, and I love that, you know, Gillen is getting to talk about music.
He gets to drop his little references. Yeah.
So that's been a lot of fun watching Novar's character discover new music and discovering country music, was starting to grow out a beard and wants to find a reality where, either Johnny Cash is still alive or somebody else. I can't remember the other one.
Waylon Jennings and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's his new jam. I love it. So yeah, Young Avengers, man, and this is a good comic for like everyone. I feel like teenagers would be like right at home reading this.
Yeah, I think teenagers, younger readers could actually get into it, and then I also don't feel like it's dumbed down for the target audience. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, 100%. No, so fuck you, read Young Avengers. Don't be an asshole. That's great, and they even had to do a filler issue because I guess McKelvey's been doing all the artwork. And even the filler issue was awesome because it was detrimental to the story. Yeah. Issue 6. Yeah. And the artist they brought in for that, she was awesome. Mm-hmm. Like, so it's been, like, even when you have to do the filler stuff every 4 or 5 months. Yeah. It didn't feel like filler.
Yeah, it felt great. Like, I like the style that they chose to go with. Like, it works. Mm-hmm. Because that sucks when you bring on a new artist, a filler artist, and it's, like, not, like, anywhere near, like, the level of the other
because I think she needs to get Kate Brown.
Yeah,
good job. Put her name out there.
Good job. I liked it.
She did a great issue.
And it had that manga look to it a little bit, but I liked it. Like, it was cute. It was good.
So we're up to issue number 8 with Young Avengers.
Yeah. Right. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Call it the issue number when you're on.
Oh, and maybe later on we'll talk about not this issue, but Patriots, the character that showed up. Mm-hmm. And that's a whole other strange history thing that we need to talk about later. Because the history of Patriots
please. Like, I don't know anything about that dude.
Really? Yeah. He was on the Young Avengers. Or maybe we'll just talk about it now really quickly.
Okay, let's do it.
Marvel, a few years ago, did this title called Truth. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you remember that. And it was this whole government cover-up conspiracy about the super soldier serum. Mm-hmm. And it turned out Captain America wasn't the first Captain America.
Really?
And it was really controversial at the time. Yeah. And I kind of was upset because the story was treated well, but the art that they got to tell the story was a little off. Yeah. And it was the idea that the government, way back then, was testing variations of the super soldier serum on African Americans before they were like, oh, we got it right.
So now we can...
Let's put it in the white boys.
Right,
in there.
Yeah.
Right. So Patriot is actually the grandson of the quote-unquote first Captain America before Steve Rogers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
And go read Truth. It was good, but the art was so distracting.
Yeah,
and it was such a shame.
That's always such a bummer. Yeah. It's like sometimes, like, I don't need like amazing art every single time, but it's like there is times when it's just like, come on, like really, like.
Well, I think that because the subject matter was so serious, they got something that was a little more like lighthearted.
It didn't work. Well, speaking of young heroes in love, all new X-Men. Again, just like Superior Spider-Man, it's just like keeps being really good.
What issue are you on now?
15. We're up to 15 here. And I was at the store, and there is like the first trade of all new X-Men that's out. Yep. Like you can go pick it up. But it's, as we said before, it's young, the first class of X-Men brought forward in time, and they're dealing with all this weird stuff, and everything's kind of like getting weirder and weirder to where like Jean Grey and Beast have a smooch.
Yeah.
And like Jean Grey knows that she's supposed to marry Scott in some timeline, and that they do get married at some point, but then she's like, I don't love Scott, and then it's like...
Which was weird when she goes to Hank and goes, I'm not in love with him.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was like, oh shit, like, that didn't happen till later, I guess, like, alright, like, and the fact that she was hanging out with now Beast, so she knows...
Current timeline Beast.
So she knows that he turns into a Sasquatch at some point, but she's okay with that, like, she's like, she sees where, like, it's really sweet, it's kind of cute.
And also, I think maybe it kind of helped out when, past Beast, original 5 Beast, is like, well, I'm trying to figure out why my mutations did this, so maybe I could stop it later.
Right.
And I know it sounds like totally horrible, but it's like the girl who's really awesome and great and cute and sweet, but that nose is kind of driving you nuts. But then she talks about that she's getting the nose job in about 3 months. And you're like, maybe I will give this a shot.
Maybe this could work out.
So
I love when Rachel Grey comes back to the school and she meets the young Jean Grey, and they just avoid each other at all costs.
Look at each other,
they were just like, nope, not dealing with this. Like, I think that's really cute too.
All in all, that series is still doing great.
Yeah, I'm sick of Mystique, but whatever, fucking Mystique and Sabretooth can eat it. Like, I'm so sick of them just like, I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench into the works. They're just annoying. That's what that's their supervillain powers, to be annoying to the X-Men at this point.
They're like Bebop and Rocksteady, the Ninja Turtles. They never really effectively
do anything. They just
succeeded.
They
slow
show
you down.
up, they cause collateral damage.
Yeah.
But they never actually succeed in what they were supposed to do.
Right. Yeah. And
but that never teaches them a lesson.
Yeah. Exactly. We'll learn next time. They also just showed up in not all new. What's the other Bendis title?
Uncanny.
Uncanny.
Yeah.
They just showed up in Uncanny.
Yeah. Did they?
Yeah.
I can't even remember. I've been so behind on comics. I've been like trying to desperately. I've been reading so many comics that I don't even remember.
Then we
them
need
anymore.
to hold off because it's a total awesome Dazzler issue.
Oh, is that the one where she goes and she's trying to talk to Fabio's parents,
Yes.
and then they pull a gun on her,
Yes.
and she's like, "Have you ever seen a flashbang?"
Which that scene's awesome.
Yeah, no, and I love that the chick has the record though. She's just like, "Yes."
Oh, but she's in love with Dad.
Yeah, like that was really funny. That was really good.
That's a great issue.
But I didn't like that fucking at the end. You know, Mystique just tricks her out, and everyone falls for Mystique's tricks all the time, and then she's, drinks a coffee and passes out. And it's like, oh, great, Dazzle's like an asshole again.
Yeah.
Already. Ugh, whatever.
Because that's your continued complaint about Dazzler.
They always make her look like an asshole, yeah, and that she's not an asshole.
I still have faith in Bendis writing her off.
We'll see.
Maybe you should write your own Dazzler comic.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you should.
Maybe I should. Don't threaten me with a good time.
All right.
I already have some ideas.
Yes!
Let's move on to The Legend of Luther Strode. I have not read the climate. It's 6 of 6. This is the 6th one.
This is it.
It's been out, I think, and I missed it, and I'm kind of disappointed. But how does it?
I'm just gonna leave this here.
Okay.
I'll let you read it.
Thanks.
Because Luther Strode definitely deserves to be talked about as much as possible.
Did it end up good though? Was it a good ending? Was it
loved how this
satisfactory?
ended.
Good.
And here's the thing with Luther Strode, you know exactly what you're getting into.
Right.
It's a knockdown, all out, just bloody battle.
Yeah.
And Petra's gonna strike a really sexy pose. There's going to be like some double entendre, sexual innuendo.
Yeah.
Between the two of them.
Yeah.
There's the bad guys.
Somebody's gonna get their face ripped off.
Someone's gonna get their face ripped off, or
an
a
organ's
tendon's
ripped
gonna get
out.
torn.
Yeah, something.
You know exactly what you're getting to in Strode.
Luther Strode's gonna look really cute in a panel. His hair is gonna be everywhere. I love the way he draws.
Do you need
him.
a minute?
Yeah, I like the way he draws Strode. Just saying.
And Timo picks up the comic like,
what is this?
What
I
is
gotta
this?
take a look.
Swill.
At this.
But I want you to read it because I thought with all the dumb stuff, I am talking a lot today. I really miss being on the PLOPCAST.
No, I know.
I'm sorry.
No, keep going.
The way they end it is, all right, what's next?
Yeah.
It was a really good subtle way to do it.
Yeah, it leaves it open, but it's still a good closure for the story.
Yeah.
That's good because, God, there's so many that just don't do that very gracefully.
Okay, that was Luther Strode number 6.
Luther Strode. We'll talk about it again next
Killjoys.
weeks.
Okay, so Killjoys. Okay, so you were telling me, trying to explain this to me.
Gerard Way
of the band
My Chemical Romance. Former, also the writer of Umbrella Corporation.
Which I hear is amazing and I need to read.
Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy.
Is awesome.
Okay, so he's
writing
a new series called The True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys. So this is based upon an album that they did?
I think the album was supposed to accompany this.
Okay.
And if Darren from Earth 2, by the way, that was a fun episode. You guys need to go back and watch that.
Last podcast.
PLOPCAST. I didn't realize that they did the whole album. It's supposed to be like this big conceptual thing. And even in the music video for the single, Grant Morrison plays the bad guy.
Wait, is this supposed to be Grant Morrison?
I think that might be Grant Morrison.
Oh, okay, cool. All right.
Yeah.
I like it. And I'm sure Grant Morrison loves that meta weird shit.
Well, you know he loves it.
I know he loves it. Yeah, okay, alright. So I'm more on board here. I gotta find my second issue because I bought it, but then I can't find it. I have piles and piles of comic books just everywhere. Everything's in disarray.
Well, we are actually using the Kickstarter stuff that needs to be sent out as furniture right now.
Yeah, just about. Like, God, I got a whole bunch of stuff to ship out on Monday. I gotta get my friggin' shipping labels from downstairs when the office opens. Ugh. It's killing me. But
by the way, Kickstarter people, check out the video that we uploaded yesterday of Progress Report.
Yeah, Progress Report.
Showing
We did that.
packing things.
We did that.
It's the fucking truth.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I just got a bunch of swag when I came here today.
Yeah, I know.
I'm really stoked.
I'm glad that I didn't have to ship it to you because that shit sucks.
Yeah, if all of you can just come over and pick it up one by one.
That'd be really great.
It would be done by now.
I know. Alright, so Guardians of the Galaxy, big news. They got Angela from the Spawn universe somehow coming over. And so you fill us in. What's going on, Kirk?
Well, I'm happy to announce that they decided to keep one of the most strong beings in the Image universe now that she's over in Marvel.
Yeah.
Who was created by Neil Gaiman.
An Image-sanctioned costume. There's nothing left to the imagination in that thing.
No. Of course, Angela's always been kind of slutty.
She's a slutty angel, dude.
She's a slutty angel, you know.
So we're not quite sure where or like what her purpose is yet. They just made the big announcement that she's now in her
what's
universe.
the whole story? Because I was asking about this earlier. Okay. What's the whole story?
Yeah, because I don't know the whole deal either. All I know is that
she used to be an Image. She was a Todd McFarlane Spawn universe character.
Yeah.
Okay, and so basically Gaiman created the character.
Yes.
Right. I keep banging the table too. I'm catching myself on myself today. McFarlane created the character, used it in Spawn, but because Image and the way it works is that everything is creator owned.
Yeah.
There was this huge dispute whether or not the character belonged to McFarlane or if it belonged to Gaiman.
Right, and they went to court over it.
They went to court over it.
Yeah, it was a big thing.
Gaiman retained the rights.
Yes.
Because he indeed did create the character.
Yeah.
So, instead, I don't know if it's sold or what, or the rights got sold to Marvel. I need to look at that. But Marvel's using Angela now.
But I heard...
And Gaiman has credit on, if I remember correctly...
a credit for creating the
character?
character?
Yeah, consultant, Neil Gaiman. Here we are.
Okay. See, that's the thing. I heard that this... And again, I might be reading the bones wrong on this one because I don't know all the facts, but I heard that this is kind of just like... The only reason Angela's showing up is more of like a slap in the face to McFarlane and being like, fuck you, she's mine, and she's gonna go over to Marvel and you can't do shit about it.
Basically.
You know, and even though he doesn't care about the character, which I'm sure he doesn't, it's just a principle of the matter.
Yeah.
So this might be a good time to bring up this book that I'm reading right now. Marvel Comics, The Untold Story.
Yeah, I'm gonna be reading that soon, once we are in the plane.
It's really interesting. It's all about the history. Going through the 90s is what I've been reading recently.
Yeah.
And, you know, the whole...
He skips around. He doesn't read anything.
Oh, okay. So it's not... doesn't need to be read linear.
But I mean, I can't believe how much these companies, how much arguments going on. It's like amazing anything ever gets finished with you know what was going on at Marvel and how they used to be the top dog and then everyone jumped ship and created an Image.
Yeah.
And then Marvel started sinking and they started making terrible business decisions and buying like trading card companies that were going under and you know blowing all this money.
Wow.
Right.
Well, I mean, Marvel was bankrupt at one point before Quesada took over.
Yeah, that may be where it was going. I haven't finished that chapter.
Oh, well, I just ruined the book for you. I'm sorry.
No.
Stop reading now.
That's what's interesting about it is I know everyone knows bits and pieces, but getting all the details. It reads kind of like a news report, like you're reading it, you know, year by year, month by month. This is what happened. This is what happened. You know?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, it's really fascinating and detailed. But that Angela story definitely seems like it would apply to
this sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, let's... Todd McFarlane, you guys have both told me, and I still haven't read it, but you've told me about an article that recently came out.
IO9 did a breakdown of it and a bit of a rebuttal.
Yeah.
But there was this article that came out, and it was with Wien, W-E-I-N, Millar, and McFarlane. And they were essentially talking about how they don't write for women.
Right. Which,
they
you know, that's
and
fine.
Why would they say
and maybe I'm just reading this through what the rebuttal was in the article. Because this author, and I think rightly so, was very pissed off.
Right.
And she wrote this entire counter to the article that they released.
Yeah. Well, this is my thing, right? If you don't want to write for women, that's okay.
That's fine.
Because that's not everyone's strong suit. Some dudes are dudes. But just admit it and just say, look, I don't want to write for women because I don't know how to fucking write anything for women. Because I'm retarded and I can't write female characters.
Hold on. I feel like this whole thing is out of context because we don't know what these guys actually said.
Well, he knows, right?
But why would you even bring the topic up is what I'm saying. Like, why would you...
Why would they bring it up?
Yeah, why would they bring it up?
Because they're idiots? I don't know. Men love to put their feet in their mouths. It's crazy.
I try to find new ways to put my foot in my mouth. Are you kidding? I try to take it to new levels.
Well, you know, it's like they are at the top and they can, you know, kind of say what they want. You know, they're very successful.
Okay,
like,
I was just wondering if
they're in their own bubble.
What initiated this whole thing? We don't know.
I don't know, but it's very foolish. I'll say that. You know, it's like, it's cool if
we
you
just
don't...
wanted to talk about it.
It's cool if you don't want to write for women, but don't say that you don't write for women because women don't read comics.
Right.
And that's why you don't write. Like, that's a cop-out.
And
that's,
I kind of want to, like, I want everyone to read... when I mean everyone, I mean us and everyone listening. Like, go read the articles.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want everyone caught up on this. I think this would be really cool to talk about next week.
Yeah, we'll put this in the description. We'll put a link to the article in the description.
Yeah. But there's the Aug 9th one, and then Aug 9th talks about... they also reference it, because it's, like I said, it's a huge, like, commentary rebuttal. But it was really interesting. I kind of want everyone to get on board with this, because I think if more people read these articles and form an opinion about it, and maybe voice that opinion, that
we can change something.
I would really like these writers to kind of take notice of the fact that...
I mean, it's a cop-out. Like, that whole argument is, like, the dumbest argument I've ever heard in my life, for multiple reasons. Like, because I've heard it coming from comic book artists for years. My whole life I've been hearing that, is that women don't read comics, and that's why we don't write comics for you. And the thing is, you don't have to write...
Do you really read comics?
No, absolutely not.
Really?
I don't read any comics. I do not go to the store every week to go pick up my stack. I don't do any of that. Total fraud.
What were you saying?
But, you know, it's like in the 50s, you know, the top-selling comics were romance comics consumed by females. Like,
Right.
and that was the best-selling comics out of any of the comics, including superhero and horror and mystery and sci-fi. Like, so don't tell me girls don't read comics, because they used to. You know what I'm saying? And also, you look at Japan. Girls read comics over there. Shoujo manga. It's for girls, and it's like you have male writers and female writers, and they know what they're doing, and they, you know, cater to their specific crowd. And if you have it, girls will read it. You know, like, if you can interest them, they will read it.
And like you were saying, what Saga is drawn
by a fucking female. Like,
and we were just talking about Young Avengers. That filler title didn't feel like a filler title, and that's a female artist.
Yeah.
Just knocking it out of the park.
Well, it's like, I think a lot of it's based in fear. You know, I mean, guys are scared that. I don't know what they're scared of. Like, letting girls in is going to ruin comics for them or something.
Maybe they're hoping for a resurgence of the 90s era when Todd McFarlane... Well,
they should
really
go to movies.
So
and
basically,
they should go to Blockbuster
we just want
movies.
bigger boobs in comics.
A testosterone-driven era to return.
Yeah.
The glory days.
The glory days. The glory days where...
There were no women in the glory days. And,
you could beat them and, you know, it's kind of...
Anytime there was a hot chick, she needed to be saved.
Yeah,
you know?
I know. It's such a bummer. And again, it's like, it's why the X-Men works for so many girls. There's a lot of girls on the team, you know. There's just as many girls on the team as guys on the team.
I know we didn't, because no new issues came out, but the Brian Wood X-Men team, it's just all chicks.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Yeah, no, really good. Really good. And it's like, why would they need a man? They don't. It's fine. You know? It's fine. Although Beast kind of comes in and out, but he's like, you bitches do what you want. I'm kind of hanging out and working on my science projects.
By the way, I'm trying to coach younger me to pimp
yeah.
So.
Okay, she loves these flowers. You know it.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts, Tyson?
My thoughts were, is there really even a problem with women in comics? Or lack of women in comics?
It could be more...
Or representation of women in comics.
It could be better.
It could be better, but it's not a huge problem that needs someone to campaign for it or against it. It seems like things are going good.
They are going good.
They could easily head in a better direction.
They could, but, you know, change is always fought with opposition. You know what I'm saying? And,
You're
like,
right.
It's like they're, like, worried. I don't know. Like, they don't...
Well, it's hard, because I think a lot of times, and the reason why men... It's a double-edged sword, because men do gravitate towards comics.
Yeah.
And I think men, for the most part, when they're writing comics, it's like, well, how can I make this bad guy look really, really... How do I know that this bad guy is, like, the worst bad guy in the world? And it sucks, because so many writers like go, well, he needs to rape somebody.
He's got to rape
or the superhero needs to come home and find his girlfriend stuffed in a refrigerator.
Dead.
You know, it's like...
Yeah. Their wife and children are always either raped or murdered.
Well, that's what...
And it's like, come on.
Wait, you're saying this happens a lot in comics?
Oh, yeah.
It happens a lot in everything. Have you ever watched an action movie in your life? Like, every single dude in an action movie, their girlfriend has usually been raped.
Are you saying that because we just watched Commando the other day?
No, I'm saying that because I have watched a lot of action movies, and there's a lot of...
Yeah, and I think it's hard because you don't want women, I don't know, shown in that light where, like, oh, it is the worst. But I think for a man reading the comic, you go, that is fucking horrible. This dude does need to die. Or this does need to be the driving force.
Yeah.
So it sucks that you fall back to that to be the inspiration. But then for a man or a reader reading, it's going to go, well, yeah, fuck that guy. That guy needs to die.
Yeah. It's weird. It is weird. It's hard.
Anyway, all right. Let's move on to greener pastures.
I want to keep talking about rape and dead women. That's what.
No, I've said this for a long time.
I don't like talking about a problem that's a non-problem, and we're making it more a problem.
No, it's not. Listen to this. If there was a requirement on just as much.
Does that make sense?
If there was a requirement on just as much man rape as woman rape in media, in films and comics, there would be a lot less woman rape because dudes would not be excited about seeing dudes getting raped all the time.
I like the article talking about the fact that Batman got raped and Green Arrow got raped before.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
Wait.
I want to read that issue.
Read the article.
Wait, Batman got raped?
Batman got raped.
Like, what? That's a bummer.
I gotta check that out.
Yeah,
I wonder who did the raping.
That's the thing, guys. It could happen to you, too.
Dude,
so you guys like to write about it all the time like it's some big thing, but it can happen to you, too.
You'd think the Joker would bring that up a lot if he had raped Batman. Probably wasn't.
Well, it would explain why he's so in love with him after that last Scott Snyder.
There you go.
Art.
Yeah.
Or we find out that the other half of
Anyway, seriously,
Batman would have a
moving on.
sweet
For
ass.
real this time. What comics do we have left?
That's it.
That's pretty much it.
Okay, so
Guardians of the Galaxy's been great. It's got Angela.
Yeah.
And don't rape and don't.
And that was Guardians of the Galaxy number what?
That was 5.
5
right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5.
So...
Okay, so let's talk about movies. We have a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff's been hitting.
Yeah.
Movies are hitting
recently
so hard and fast and furious. We don't even have time to talk about them or review
them. I know. There's just too many damn movies. But yeah, so
let's talk about Wolverine first.
Let's talk about Wolverine.
Okay.
We've all seen it.
We've seen it.
I saw it.
Yeah.
It's
How do you feel?
It was okay.
So, CBT19, how do you feel?
It was okay. That really isn't a compliment, though.
Okay.
But it wasn't.
How do I feel?
How did you feel?
How do you feel?
Okay.
It was okay?
Yeah. It happened.
I felt like it was okay.
So
I'm in agreement.
For everyone out there,
it
was okay.
No, it was kind of forgettable.
The bar was set so low
that
it's like, anything would probably be considered okay, like passed at this point.
The movie did not offend me.
Yes.
And it did not excite me severely.
Right.
So, all the other previous X-Men movies have done something, maybe not First Class, that offended me. Where I was like,
Can we go spoilers on this thing?
Yeah, let's spoilers. Want to talk about a couple parts. We're talking about it.
Yeah, you've had 3 weeks now to see it, so.
Okay, so I definitely felt like the movie was an apology for Origins.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, it was like, apology accepted.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it suffers from the third act.
Yeah.
And so many times when you don't have the right people in charge of these films.
The third act felt like it had nothing to do with the other 2 acts.
No. And I think what happened was there was a first script put in, and then they went, but the third act isn't big enough. How do we make it big enough?
Yeah. And it's like,
Cyborg.
No, you don't need to make it bigger.
Well, I liked that the whole movie was like a smaller tale. It was kind of like...
like it was all in Japan.
Oh, this is a story that happened to Wolverine one weekend.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, this is the most important event in the universe, and if he doesn't save this thing...
No, this was the... So I went to Japan.
Yeah.
And you know what? Comics are full of stories like that, and I'd love to see more movies that are more like serialized, where it's like a story of a story that, just...
Yeah.
Yeah, and so there was that part where I liked the concept of
because Origins was about if they didn't take out Deadpool in the end,
the world,
the what was that war was going to start? Whatever, I don't remember the historic event.
Doesn't matter. It's stupid.
Yeah. Delete
that. No, you should keep it in because Origins was stupid.
Origins was
Wolverine, but no, I loved that. I liked making Wolverine vulnerable.
Yeah. But they pushed out on it though. They didn't go all the way either.
And I understand why, because like when I thought that whole scene with him performing surgery on himself was great. And the fact they were able to keep it PG-13, and I'm still kind of cringing a little bit during that scene.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was really great.
That was pretty good. I'll tell you what wasn't pretty good is preceding that. All right, you just go through the strongest scene in the movie was right after that. It's like he got his powers back. Now he's ready to kick ass. And then he's going up against a town full of 20 ninjas, and you're like, finally, we're gonna get that scene from the comic.
This is it! Here it comes!
We're gonna get the scene where he just like rages out and berserker Wolverine on all these guys.
And what happens is that at some point in the movie when he gets his powers back and you have that samurai throwdown, and the guy goes, "Who are you?" and he does the final kill and pulls out the sword out from his freaking gut and goes, "The Wolverine." The rest of the movie is such crap that right there, that's what I need. Fade to black credits.
Yeah, right. But
that would have been great. But now, like you said, like we have the fucking ninjas. The ninjas are showing up.
Right. So you get to that scene and the audience is like hyped up and ready for something, but instead
shot to death.
Wolverine gets shot with a bunch of arrows, and falls over and passes out again to a poison arrow. And it's like, what?
What the hell?
That completely just
But by the way, the guy with the indestructible claws can't cut the ropes on the fucking arrows.
I know.
I'm glad you were thinking the same thing.
I know. I was thinking, just do this.
Yeah.
You know, instead, he's just like, no, I'm just going to keep walking.
I mean, and how epic would have been, like, that entire fight scene is a fight scene of fucking ninjas and Wolverine just fucking each other up as much as possible. And he's still got, I don't know, a dozen or 25 or 30 arrows in his back.
Yeah,
the entire fight scene.
That's where I thought this was going.
Like, that's
I thought he was going to jump on the roof, take out some ninjas, you know, just... Yeah. Okay, think about it like this. All right, I realized something, okay. The Incredible Hulk number 181 that we've got on the wall over there was the first appearance of Wolverine. And who did Wolverine fight in his first appearance?
The Hulk.
The Hulk. So if the Wolverine can give the Incredible Hulk problems...
Right.
20 ninjas are no big deal.
But it's going to make for an awesome third act.
But the problem with the whole Fox Marvel universe is that they're stuck in this old continuity where it's not accurate to the comics at all. It's accurate to their old continuity, so they got to stick to that.
And who cares about that old continuity? That sucks.
Right, it's from the year 2000.
I don't.
It's old and outdated by now.
And it's I hated it when people clapped when they saw old characters from the old fucking movie. Like, oh, I've seen this before, so I should clap. Like, why are you clapping? You don't give a fuck because this shit sucks and it's old and let's do some new shit.
Because they are trying... Singer is trying to connect everything.
You've already fucked it up.
He's trying to fix X3. He's trying to fix...
You can't.
But those movies have been made, and they were horrible.
Let it go. You guys fucked up Rogue. Straight up.
And now
you fucked up Cyclops.
Well,
they fucked up Storm.
I mean, they have some things to be proud of. You know, they can be proud of their
Nightcrawler
theme. I'll tell you what they're proud of. I'll tell you what the Fox is proud of with the X-Men franchise. They're proud of the fact that they helped gay rights and gays to be accepted. Because the theme of the X-Men franchise is really about
gay rights,
gay acceptance.
Yes.
Oh,
especially
go watch Kevin Smith.
Which is
what
cool.
has happened in our culture in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
That's really things have gone great.
Yeah, things are definitely getting
so
better.
They probably feel like they've contributed to that.
Yeah.
So they want to continue this whole franchise.
But
that's my theory.
Totally.
The X-Men isn't just about gay rights. It's anyone who's an outsider, and it's like, I feel like they're too small with their vision. Like, it's like you can include a lot more people. Like, it's for everyone who has ever felt like they're outsiders, which is a lot of people, I think. And I'm just,
especially if it was the gay rights thing to begin with, the message grew bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
It may have started that way, and now it's become more of an accepting...
I was watching X1 the other day, and the first time you see Cyclops, he is wearing a cardigan and a turtleneck sweater. He wears a turtleneck through the entire film. And they make him so... I think that Singer made his character gay on purpose, because that is the gayest Cyclops I've ever seen in my life. Like, I'm telling you,
maybe
it's
he'll
so
come
bad.
out in first class.
I know. I feel like...
I'm sorry,
Days of Future Past, yeah. I mean, it's just... But they've ruined that character. They've ruined Cyclops. Well, he was just merely a foil for Wolverine.
Are you really so surprised that, by X3, he's like, just get me out of the series?
Well, no, he was killed because he was working with Singer on the new Superman movie. Yeah. And they were like, fuck you. So they killed off his character to give him... I don't know.
I have a whole other theory about Superman Returns, which... makes that movie even creepier on so many more levels. Get into
that mess. Like, oh my god. I don't know. I'm ready for some new interpretations of the X-Men.
Well, yeah, before we get sidetracking, I think we should clear up some things, because we talk about X-Men a lot, and the problems with the movie all lie in the fact that the original 2000 continuity, they changed the comics so much that they're their whole own separate thing. But most people only know X-Men from the movies by now.
Right.
And that's how they see it. So a lot of people are like, well, I like the X-Men movie. It was pretty good. It was like, well, it was pretty good at the time. It was okay. But it was so far away from what it could be, how great it could be.
Right.
And they've rebooted Spider-Man by now twice.
Yeah.
It's time to reboot X-Men and do it right.
X-Men was made to be...
And I realized we went back and watched the X-Men 1 again.
Yeah.
And in the first 20 minutes, we're like, this is amazing. Wow, maybe we were wrong about this movie. It was so good.
And then
as soon as
there's a self-conscious line.
They start having the conversation, Wolverine and
Rogue
in the car.
Conversating in the
they start making fun of their names. Like, oh, what kind of name is Wolverine? Oh, what kind of name is Rogue?
It starts getting self-conscious.
And then Sabretooth jumps out, and then the movie just gets
bad.
Yeah, bad.
For the rest of the movie.
bad fight scenes. But they were very limited by their budget back then. Yeah. Because they didn't think X-Men was going to be a successful franchise.
It all should be called X-Men Amateur Hour because they didn't know what the fuck they were doing in every single fight that they got into. Like, their asses were handed.
The fight choreography is actually really bad.
It's so...
It's all
the
wire fighting.
Yeah.
It's really dated.
Oh, it's so bad.
It looks like wire fighting.
Yeah.
Like, it
does.
Like, you see Sabretooth get punched and he flies, but for some reason he goes up and then down.
Yeah.
When he falls into a wall.
Not good.
No, and on top of that, like, they really wanted to make aesthetically, because as far as the story goes, they couldn't do it. But aesthetically, they wanted it to look like Grant Morrison's X-Men.
Yeah,
which is why you've got...
It did not look like
not
new
at all.
X-Men. Hello.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, all the motorcycle leather fetish stuff. Yeah. She's running to the bathroom. Yeah. But, it just didn't work out.
Well, we'll wait for you to get back.
Okay.
I can't remember what I was going to say, though, about the X-Men franchise.
What were you going to say?
Where were we going with this, anyway?
I don't remember. We were ranting.
But what was the original movie? We were talking about Wolverine.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh, and the continuity.
Yeah, the continuity.
And the continuity...
So we should get back to
2000...
Wolverine.
And the fact that they're still trying to fix this continuity.
Right. Okay, so... And we're back. Okay, so...
Right.
We were talking about Wolverine and the continuity all being based on the old X-Men franchise.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, what else do we have to say about Wolverine now?
I mean, it could have been better. I don't know. It's okay.
Like I said, third act.
I'm ready for it to be done.
Need to have...
I mean, Hugh Jackman did a great job of getting, jacked up.
Dude, that guy's on some serious HGH, if not some other serious shit.
I want to know that workout.
I know, right? Like, because it's like,
he
dude,
great.
He's in his 40s.
He did a good job. He is a great Wolverine.
No, he doesn't. His Wolverine interpretation is good, but
and that's another thing that the whole franchise has been.
It's all hinged on him.
Yeah.
No, I mean, if you think about it, every single movie is from his perspective. I mean, it's always following him. I think X2 might not be. That might be and also
the first movie could be called Wolverine Joins the X-Men.
Right. Yeah. And then and then the first one is or third one, Wolverine kills Jean Grey. Right. I mean, it's like it's this whole thing, and it's always through his lens, and it's like, and it's not Wolverine. The X-Men is not Wolverine. Like, the X-Men is the fucking X-Men. It's multiple people. You shouldn't just focus on one person.
And it's so funny that you say that, because I thought it was so brave when they did First Class. Mm-hmm. I thought First Class, we've talked about this before, ad nauseum. First Class was awesome. And you don't have all the marquee characters in that movie.
Yeah.
So why are you, okay, so this got it right. We're losing it over here with this old continuity.
Right.
So let's bring the old continuity.
Matthew Vaughn, who directed Kick-Ass,
yeah.
I think he's a really solid director.
Solid director.
Love both his superhero movies. And they're not bringing him back to do the next one? They're going back to the
old one? And that's why I want to know, why...
Back to Singer.
If this guy knocked it out of the park and did it without the marquee Wolverine characters...
Yeah.
Why are you going well, I like that, so I want it, and I want it for my new movie.
And the thing is, honestly, who's clamoring... Not just Halle Berry to see her Storm again, but who's clamoring to see that fucking terrible Cyclops, like James Marsden as Cyclops? Who cares?
I don't know.
I don't want to see that. It offends me. I don't want to see it at all. I don't know. I'm not looking forward to it.
I don't know how this is going to work out. I honestly don't know.
I think it's going to be the nail in the coffin, and hopefully if it works out the way I'm hoping it will, it'll be the end of the old X-Men franchise, and then they can leave it alone for a few years.
Just start over.
Just give it back to fucking Marvel, dude. Give it back. Let Joss Whedon do it. Let him do it.
Hey, don't pound the table. People can't hear when you do that.
Let Joss Whedon direct an X-Men film. He wants to. I want him to. You want him. You don't know you want him to, but you do want him to. You really do.
Anyway, all right. Seriously, moving on. So that was Wolverine.
All right.
Let's talk about Pacific Rim again.
All right.
We feel bad about that movie. It still should have done so much better.
A little bit, but although I heard that China's bringing up the rear,
it did pretty
How
good.
Did it flop? How did this movie flop?
People are
we didn't get to talk about this.
People are fatigued. That's why I'm tired of fucking summer movies.
Well, let's sum up the story. We keep jumping ahead.
Okay.
So, Grown Ups 2 outperformed it in America on the release date.
Yeah.
Which is the most offensive thing that could possibly happen.
Yeah.
It's shameful.
Shameful, America.
On the forums, people are like shaming Americans.
They should. We should feel ashamed. We should feel ashamed.
Yeah.
As a country, we should put a dunce cap for at least.
But by the way, Grown Ups 2 has a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
7%.
7.
And people decided they would rather see that than Pacific Rim. So why did this happen? What are the reasons?
Well, I can see how people would get Adam Sandler confused for a giant fucking mecha robot.
He's got a sweet deal going on. You know, he's got it all figured out.
I don't get it. No, you're right. I mean,
who's falling for his tricks?
I can't even contribute to this conversation. I don't get it.
I feel like it's fatigue.
Our theories are
okay.
Our theories are that it is summer movie blockbuster fatigue has piled up, and I kind of blame Man of Steel at this point. Because Man of Steel had the single biggest action scene of all time.
Yeah.
Or at least that was the attempt. And I think people who saw everyone saw Man of Steel. Clearly, everyone in America saw it.
Right.
And people were like, you know what? I'm exhausted. And next week was Pacific Rim after that. So
and they were like, no.
I'm skipping it. I'm tired of seeing action scenes. Let's just see a comedy, honey.
I
can see that. Family said.
Yeah, I really think that's what happened. Like, I really do. Because even me going in, and I was really looking forward to this movie all summer. Even going in, I was like, fuck. Like, another fucking action summer blockbuster.
Right, because every movie up this summer, starting with Oblivion, was about the world coming to an end and something hugely
and
climactic.
That's the hard part.
Apocalypse.
That's the escalation factor as far as for storytelling.
Every movie has been trying to top the next this summer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They're skipping telling a good story.
Which is a giant bummer because you go back to Wolverine, it's like, we just wanted the ninja fight.
We just wanted
the ninja fight.
That's what I liked about Wolverine, is it wasn't,
It wasn't, wasn't the world teetering at the edge of
I know, I don't need the world to be, in peril every single movie. You know, I really don't.
But, I mean, I've seen Pacific Rim twice now.
Yeah.
It is phenomenal. And like I was telling these guys earlier,
it is.
It's the first time I felt like these things were to scale.
Yeah.
Like, I finally felt the size of how
unlike Transformers, where the robots have no weight at all and they're doing backflips.
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense. They're flipping around in the air.
Yeah.
Hundreds of tons. Doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't work.
And Shockwave is this giant mecha phallic penis machine.
Yeah.
Well, I just didn't get that.
Yeah, there's a million things you could say are offensive about Transformers.
But, I mean, Pacific Rim just knocked it out of the park for me.
No, definitely.
And
as far as representing robots and giant monsters accurately.
Dude, the kaiju and the mecha. I love it.
Yeah.
That said and done, how fun was it that there was this really good story?
Yeah. Well, it's like I liked a lot of the messages, you know. I liked the teamwork, and I liked the the world's pulling together, and we're like, fuck, we gotta figure it out. The mathematician and the biology guy gotta figure it out.
Dude, Charlie Day was awesome.
I thought their whole thing was
the guy from Always Sunny in Philadelphia was great.
Yeah, he was good. I was really glad.
It wasn't perfect. It wasn't,
Yeah, I mean, it has its flaws.
Great.
But it's a hell of a lot better.
The story was way better than I was expecting, I guess.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, that's the other thing too. We just saw Elysium, and I feel like Elysium and Pacific Rim have a lot of the same problems, where it's good at the large, broad strokes, good at the small details, not so good in the middle.
Are we already talking about Elysium? Wait, you gotta...
That's all I'm going to say about Elysium. I'm not going to say a lot about it, because Kirk hasn't seen it.
Okay.
But it's the same thing though, where it's like really good ideas and concepts, really good fun attention to detail, but then in the middle where it's like the human drama aspect is a little not quite as good as it could be. Right. You know, it could be a lot better, character development wise, but still a hell of a lot better than, like I said, a lot of the other crap I've seen this summer.
So Pacific Rim is like this year's Dread.
Yes.
The movie that everyone skipped.
Right.
That was actually really good.
I think that if it had come out before Iron Man 3 or like near Iron Man 3, it would have been fine.
If it had come out in place of Oblivion, it would have done really well.
Yes, I think 100%.
G.I. Joe 2 did really well because it was around nothing.
Yeah, you have to go early in the summer now.
They've got to spread these blockbusters out. They can't just cram them all in the summer anymore.
And that's a shame because I really don't think anyone expected what Man of Steel threw at them. No one saw that coming.
Yeah.
No one saw that
weird
2-hour fight scene coming.
Oh,
Man of Steel jarred us.
Exhausting.
I know you guys haven't really had much of an opinion on it. I thought the episode was great. I'm just gonna go on the record right now. It is absolutely a polarizing film.
Yes.
Absolutely polarizing.
It's,
I was really
also exhausting. I absolutely hated it.
I was.
Well, you either pick one side of the fence or the
other.
other.
Yeah, that's it.
There's no one that was like, it was just okay. No, everyone either loves it or hates it.
Yeah, no, it's kind of like a... I don't know.
And I think you should go back and watch you guys put the link up.
Yeah.
With the Max Landis. Video rant about, like, you say you care about Superman, but you really don't.
Yeah, I like that.
I had to agree with him 100% on everything he was talking about.
That guy's a smart guy. I like Max
Landis.
I
like him.
Yeah. But none of those arguments matter to people that loved it. You know, they still loved it. And I don't, I feel kind of bad because it's like, I don't want to take away from somebody that loves something.
Right. Oh.
Neither do I. It's good to love something, even if, other people think it's terrible. People hate Pacific Rim. We like it. There are people that hate it. Anyway, point being, I don't know, I just feel confused because I can't understand people that liked it. When we saw Man of Steel, we walked out of the theater, and without knowing what anyone else thought, we said, we were like, well, that was awful. I'm sure it's probably going to get like a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. Right. We fully expected everyone was going to dislike it. I even said, I bet Zack Snyder doesn't even like this movie. That's what I thought after seeing it because I was so appalled and offended by the movie.
No, I texted Kirk.
Yet, I was shocked to find out the movie had a 57%. I was like, hey, we got that good?
What? Yeah.
I was shocked.
And you did text, we were texting that night because we went to go see it in different
I thought everyone was going to rail on it. But then to find out that people loved it?
No, Kirk was like, yeah, it's crazy because people are really liking this film. I was like, wait, what? Like, people like this film? Like, I texted
and then other people are like, oh, the critics, what's wrong with the critics? They're all wrong. This movie's so great. That's what some people were saying.
Man, it's manipulative.
Like, whoa.
What it is.
And like that, it was the strangest experience walking out of that theater because I went to go see it with a couple of friends, and we were very excited. But and I love movies because of this factor. I love that movies can do this. We're outside and talking to complete strangers because everyone after that movie had to go out and just like talk about what happened. At one point, it's me, two of my friends, and then a circle of about 8 other people. No one knows anybody.
Yeah.
Just going like, what did we just watch? What is this? What just happened?
That was my experience.
Yeah.
I was in the theater during that action scene. I was looking around at other people's faces like, is anyone into this? And people would just look bored. They looked like...
No, people were falling asleep. I heard somebody falling asleep.
Yeah.
But then other people explained a completely different experience where everyone in the theater is thrilled. What is going on?
I didn't get it.
My theory is there's been a rift in reality that happened during Man of Steel.
Is there actually 2 versions of the film, and we all just saw one?
Well, that's my other theory. My other theory, there's only one actual version of the film that you're seeing.
Right.
But the government's been experimenting with...
MK Mind Control.
MK Mind Control Ultra.
Fucking knew it.
But they only give it to certain theaters. So everyone in the theater that sees that version loves the film.
Right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But then when we see it, it's really terrible. Because DC did this because they were like, no, we have to have the Justice League movie be the biggest hit of all time.
Right.
And they knew this wasn't a very good movie.
I think
they implemented the MK Ultra Mind Control.
See, for me, I think it could also be like a play on the Schrodinger's cat, right? Like we all saw a Superman film, but if you decided to hate it, you saw one version of it.
Right.
But if you decided to like it, you saw the other version of it, and you'll never be able to. Now that the cat is
both realities are happening at the same time.
They're both happening at the same time. Whether you decide to open the box or keep it closed.
I like this.
Inside is either a great Superman movie or a horrible.
I wish that we had made our video on Man of Steel about this.
I was on a physics podcast, and I wish I had asked them about Superman and been like, "What are the physics behind Superman?"
What on the Smodcast?
I'm on this.
It's not out yet.
It's not out yet. It'll be out in September, but it's the physics bar and the physics bunny. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm on. I asked them to explain to me the physics or the quantum computer, and that was a huge mistake. I shouldn't have asked. That was like a really big one, and I shouldn't have asked that question because it was like way over. And well, the thing is, people who make those fucking things can't even explain them. So I mean, it's like how.
Because yes, this is rocket science.
Yeah, it's really weird. So I just started asking. At one point, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm never gonna understand any of this shit." So let me just ask you questions. Okay. Like how big is it? Can I put it in my home? Is it? Do you plug it in?
Right.
Like, does it have a motherboard?
Is there an app for it?
Like, does it have what kind of operating system is on it? Like. So
I know you need to wrap it up.
All right.
Can we just talk? Because I need to throw it out. Because there's no real Game of Thrones stuff going on right now.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of Doctor Who stuff going on right now.
Yep, Doctor Who.
I gotta talk about Doctor Who really quickly.
Yeah, do it.
In case you don't know, they announced a new Doctor. Number 12. Peter, and I hope I get his last name right because I just know him as Malcolm from In the Thick of It, or The Thick of It from BBC. Peter Calabri. Calabri.
I'll say it wrong.
Okay. He's a Scotsman. He's early 50s. And he's going to be perfect.
He's gonna
I totally was freaking out.
And
I know a lot of Whovians were freaking out. But for those of you keeping track at home, playing the Twitter game, I fucking called it.
Yeah.
On Peter.
Good job.
I was really... Right?
Yes.
Yes. I wish I placed bets.
Is there a Doctor Who betting pool somewhere online?
There actually, because in England, there were bookies taking bets on. Yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
I know. totally rad. He's gambling.
I like you, England.
England's got it sometimes. They really do.
I like England. They're like an awkward American cousin.
Yeah. I mean, we did kind of try to divorce them 200 years ago.
Yeah, but they were cool about it. Like, they're not like dicks. They're like the cool ex-girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? It's like not going around like making fun of your penis to like
every 4th of July we decide to get drunk and drunk call her like an ex would.
But she's like, okay, go sleep it off. You know. I like it.
So we got, so that's the new Doctor. In case you didn't know, you needed to know that. So we got a lot to look forward to as far as 50th anniversary. I'm on an emotional roller coaster of like Doctor Who fucked upness right now.
Yeah.
Because now I have to wait for the new Doctor.
Yeah.
Then we have the 50th anniversary coming out. So that's going to bring back David and Billy Piper.
So they're doing like a special or something?
Yeah. They're going to do a 50th anniversary.
Okay.
That's going to resolve the whole unknown Doctor playing by John Hurt.
Uh-huh.
We're going to get that whole story. But that's going to have Matt Smith and David Tennant, and they're bringing back Billy Piper's Rose. Nice. So that's going to be insane.
That's a lot.
But then I have to watch David leave again. Like, I already had to do that once before.
I already had to do it once. It's like...
And if you know it, like, he starts to regen, and he looks at the camera, and he goes, but I don't want to go. And then I flipped my living room table over. So I have to watch him come back and then leave again.
Yeah, that's sad.
And then I get to watch Stephen Moffat kill Matt Smith on Christmas, by the way.
Oh, it's a Christmas special.
Christmas special. So there's a 50th anniversary, and then there's a Christmas special.
See, BBC's on top of it with their Christmas specials.
So, like, Merry Christmas, the Doctor dies.
Right. Well, when does the new season start?
Shoot.
Probably
I want to say November.
Okay.
I think November's when the 50th starts.
I want to start watching Doctor Who. However, hearing you talking about it, I feel like it's like starting Lost all over again.
No, it really isn't.
It's not that engaging?
Lost?
Because I would have to dedicate, days to doing
And you and I have
Lost
talked about this. We still haven't finished Lost.
Yeah.
Like, I'm down the last few episodes, and like I don't want it to end.
No, that's what we did. We never watched the last few episodes.
I downloaded it to finish it a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
Time to start a support group.
Yeah.
But no, Doctor Who is great because that it will leave the threads and the questions that you want answered. But it still gives you enough.
Okay. So
things still get resolved.
Still have to do the work of actually getting it somehow.
Yeah, that's
because we don't have cable. Yeah. Anyway,
it's not like I could show you a couple of links or anything. Don't worry.
Well,
I wouldn't know anything about that. Yeah, don't worry.
Never do that.
Because we're totally legal. Everything we do.
No, we're all checked out. We got our shots.
What? Okay. Anyway,
so that's it for PLOPCAST number 7. We didn't get to everything we want to talk about today, but we'll get to it next week. Yeah, it's gonna be awesome.
We have a number of subjects we keep repeating so far.
We do.
Well, fuck you. I'm gonna still keep reading about. I'm gonna keep talking about the same comics until you go out and fucking read them. Until everyone's reading them, I'm gonna keep talking about them. That's my plan.
Don't worry, and you know what I wanted to do? I did want to talk about like a lot of the indie stuff and Vertigo stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
But you guys covered it so much with Darren last week.
Oh man, yeah, we got
that. I'm kind of shelved that for a little bit.
Well, we'll talk about Trillium and stuff like that. Like
next week. Trillium's amazing. I want to get back onto Killjoys later.
Yeah, we'll do another podcast with Darren coming up soon.
Yeah.
All of us. Yeah. Now that Kirk's back.
Like I really want to talk about Astro City and how great the second issue was.
Oh my god, it was so good. Sorry.
But like I said, like we'll wait until some of that stuff.
Yeah.
More issues come out so we can talk about it.
I feel like we should do an episode where it's kind of like a crash course on all of the comics that we keep repeating. For anyone that can catch up on this podcast.
Well, you could just catch up and Google it and figure it out yourself.
Yeah. Well.
Do some work yourself. Your brain can use it.
Because they want us to do the work for them.
I don't mind doing some work, but you gotta meet me halfway here.
All right, that's it for today.
Oh wait, Instagram, Twitter, all that fun stuff.
Oh yeah. So that's it for our PLOPCAST number 7. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram. We got @CBGirl19 on Twitter and Kirk's handle
@KirkLikesStuff.
And I don't have a Twitter, so that's it.
T-Bone hates social media, so
yeah, I gotta edit all day.
Yeah,
no, that is the socialist your media does get at this point.
Yeah,
it's true.
I feel like I'm plugged in, like Johnny Mnemonic.
Yeah, you're
in a computer already enough.
I know.
It's okay. At least you don't feel like the lawnmower man, like I do.
I love that movie.
That's a great movie.
I saw it a few times in the theater. Okay, so that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next week.
Yay! Thanks, guys.
Awesome.